Okay, finally got some heat, sun. It's maybe 10 degrees out here, 10 degrees Celsius, and we're not talking guitars today. We're going to be talking cars. This is my 83 Pontiac Parisienne. I parked this back in November of last year. Today is April the 5th. Yes, April 5th, Saturday. And I'm going to get this thing fired up. So this is the mill. This is the engine. This is a 355, so 30 over 350. This is a truck block, so a 4-bolt main. I believe it's got a forged crank in it, forged rods, 8 Vortec heads, as you can see, with the valve covers. Dual quad, which is obvious. Headers, inch and 5/8 headers. Air conditioning, that works. Got a thumper cam, a roller cam. Everybody kind of poo-poos the thumper cam, but with an engine that's built properly for it, they do run pretty good. You get a nice racy idle. But you do need compression. So, you know, these are 65cc heads on I believe they're flat top pistons. So I'm probably like 9.5, 9.8 or whatever to 1. I can run this on regular fuel. But with the thumper cam, it's a bit of a rank cam. You do need decent flowing heads. You do need compression. You do need, you know, proper intake and, you know, all that obvious stuff that you would go with a cam of any kind of duration above stock. If you put a cam, thumper cam, so a thumper is 227 and I believe 243 or 241 or something like that at 50 on the intake and exhaust side. So it's got quite a bit of spread. It's a 107 LSA, lobe separation angle, so that's what gives it its idle. But if you have a stock 82 heads, low compression engine, you put a cam like this in an engine, you know, that's not built for it, low compression, shitty, you know, excuse me, but, you know, subpar induction system, whatever, it's going to run like junk. So you need compression. You got to make, you know, in order to make power to make these things work. Of course, I have dual carbs on all my classic cards. We'll see the other ones here coming up in the next few weeks. This is a 1-to-1 ratio on the throttle linkage. I like that because you get instant throttle response. And if I wanted to adjust this so I get it progressive, I would move this back, and then it would pull on here and run off the back carb. But that's really not something I want to. I have that, but basically it's a bit of a dog off idle until you get your foot into it, and then it picks up, and then you're always running into it anyhow. So I just put it right on the 1-to-1. Used maybe a little bit more gas, but I don't think it's really noticeable. Engine, as I said, or I can't remember whether I said, is a little on the dirty side, but we'll get that all cleaned up here as soon as the weather gets consistently warm and I can hose this thing down. I'm just going to do a quick check here on, just want to check the oil, make sure I don't have any coolant in there, make sure nothing untoward happened this winter. It's been sitting all winter. I haven't started it, and we've had some pretty cold days, you know, regular minus 25, 30, 35 days. And there's no, you know, I knew I left my hat here somewhere, and there it is. Excellent. So I just want to make sure nothing's cracked or whatever. There's no fluid underneath the car. Oil. So it's a little low, and I could do with an oil change. I'm getting some oil here next week, and we'll get that changed out here soon enough. Had it on a battery tender, which will keep it charged. Let's get in here and give it a shot, see what happens. Now, storing cars, I put, little trick is I put bounce or fabric softener of some sort for the dryer, and that supposedly keeps the mice away. And then you can use it for your laundry when the time comes. Now, what do we got here? That's a charger for my phone. How about that? Okay. Speedo doesn't work on this, so I have a GPS. Oh, that's a good sign. Quicksilver, B&M Quicksilver shifter. I think you can see that there. Okay, so we'll give it a little bit of a throttle here. Hopefully it doesn't light up right away. Okay, I got some oil pressure just starting. That was easy. So, what do I got there? 60, almost 60 oil pressure, PSI. Bolts are good. Oh, lights. Oh, here. Hey, there we go. We'll get that temperature gauge up. That's about, it's idle there, about 900,000 RPM. Oh yeah, I got a thing here for my phone. I've been in here for a while, I forgot. I got a thing here for my phone. Yeah, this is good. Well, I'm gonna clean up in here. Get this stuff here put away, get this bounce out of here, and maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow here we'll go for a burn. How much fuel have I got in here? Got a half a tank of gas. This is gas that's been sitting all winter. I don't fill it up. I usually leave it half or quarter tank for the main reason is I don't want a full, or tank of gas that's been sitting for 6 months. November, December, January, February, March, April. 6 months. Then I got to go through it. At least if I got a quarter tank or a half a tank, I can get through that fairly quick, top it up, and get some fresh fuel in here, and then we can go get rid of that old stuff quicker. I'm not too worried about condensation. It's never really been an issue. And I honestly just prefer getting fresh gas in here as quick as I can. So we're gonna let this thing warm up. Yeah, it's quieting down now already. I think it's 5 or 7. Rock might be a little on the side. Either that, or I gotta let it a little stick. Here, I'll get it. Battery's gonna die on here anyhow, so we'll catch up here. Maybe go for a ride. If we do go for a ride, I gotta go through all that mud. I'm not too excited about it, but whatever. That's what car washes are for. So catch up with you in a little bit. Things are starting to warm up a bit. See, the temp there is about 130 or so, maybe 120, 110, 20. Low pressures. At idle, voltage is good. So last year I put 5,070 kilometers on that. That's this one here, and I got 314 kilometers on that much fuel. And so say I have 3/4 of the tank left, a little bit less, so 314. I actually get fairly good cruising distance out of this thing. So the shifter, for those that don't know how one of these works, that's not the stock. I think I got the stock. Yeah, it's in here somewhere. But basically lift it up, reverse, neutral, drive, and then I gotta get familiarized myself. Then you ratchet it down to first gear. Then now it's in the ratchet mode, manual mode. Then when you go to shift, you just bang it and bang it into third. It's a little stiff, bulky, or whatever. Slow when it's cold. So I just don't know whether it's the lube, that grease, whatever that's in the linkage here. But then into drive, then into neutral. So to go from drive to reverse, you have to lift up and into reverse. Then you can go into park. But you can't get it out of park. Or you can pull it out of park into reverse. Neutral, drive, 1, 2, 3. And then boom, boom, boom. Neutral. We're gonna drive, then if you go into neutral, it won't go into reverse. So you have to go drive, lift to reverse, and then you can go into park. That's a 700 R4 because they got the 4 drive 321. So 700 R4 transmission with a shift kit in it. Gears in this thing are 342s with a Detroit True Tracks or Eaton True Tracks. Forget which one it is, but differential, limited slip. So basically that operates as a open diff. When you're just tooling around, it's an open diff, but as soon as it detects slippage, then the torque automatically goes to the other wheel, and then you've got your, it's not locked, but it's that gives you that posi traction kind of deal. Yeah, so that's about it. So for a, you know, big old 4-door, it's kind of fun. The steering wheel is an original from the 70s. I bought this off a friend of mine, and it's I like it. It's a real. I've changed steering wheels and shift knobs and all that kind of stuff throughout the summer and whatever. Need to change, shift steering wheel, and change the steering wheel, and it's like you got a different car. But this is very comfortable. I like the steering wheel, and it's staying on here. I have no reason to change this, so this is its home. And yeah. This engine typically runs about 160. In the summer when it's real hot, it'll get up, you know, 190, 200, sometimes go over that. If I'm running the air conditioning, it gets even hotter. So what I have planned here is as soon as I can get into my other garage, which is kind of snowed in right now, I have a heavy duty aluminum radiator, like a 2-core aluminum rad. I have a set of electric fans off I believe it's off a V8 Camaro, like a second gen, third, fourth gen Camaro. So like a, you know, say 2000, before the last generation Camaro, whatever. So whatever generation they are. But anyhow, there's 2 fans, and I think that would have been an AC car, so I think it'll be. I think they'll work okay. That'll come down the road here this summer, sometime late spring, early summer. That's about it. So we'll call this a wrap, and next time out we'll be driving this thing.